Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now we can start, يا شباب. Yesterday, we started to study the nervous system, and we said that the nervous system has two parts, which are central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. But we will study just the central nervous system, and we said that the central nervous system is composed of brain and spinal cord. The brain is the main control organ that controls all other body organs and all other body systems. The spinal cord is just a link between the brain and the other body parts, and from the spinal cord there are 31 pairs, 31 to the right, 31 to the left, 31 pairs of nerves that emerge from the spinal cord to reach the body cells. Then we said that the function of the spinal cord is to link or to carry the nerve messages between the brain and the body parts, and also the spinal cord is responsible for something which is called reflex or reflex action. This happens very quickly, involuntary, without control, when something suddenly happened to your body organs. So now your body organs will make a move, okay, to protect yourself, and then you can feel what happened. So this is also the function of the spinal cord, reflex. And then we studied the first part of the brain, because the brain is divided into three main parts, which are cerebrum, and then we have another part which is called cerebellum, and then we have the brain stem. So we studied before yesterday the cerebrum. The cerebrum here, this is the largest part of the human brain, and it is responsible for voluntary or conscious activities of the body. It is also the site of intelligence and learning and judgment. Judgment means to evaluate any situation and to make decisions. Okay, so this is the cerebrum, and we saw that the cerebrum is composed of two hemispheres. These two hemispheres are connected to each other by Ali Talat said that he cannot attend the class.
Mister, you have the connection problem again.
You just wait.
Yeah, Mister. Yeah.
Okay.
You have some internet problems, Mister.
Okay, just wait. Can you hear me now? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just a second, because Ali Talat said that he cannot attend the class. I'll fix this problem for just 1 second. Ali, can you hear me now? Ali Talat. Ali Muhammad Talat, can you hear me now? Yeah, Ali.
There is a problem. أيوة I'm listening.
Okay, now you can hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
Mr. Like I joined for like a minute and then it takes me out of the call.
I don't know why. Okay, I will check this inshallah today. But now you can join us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now back again.
Mr. I think you gotta talk to someone about this. His name is Mr. Walid. He's a technician for
Yeah.
Coursera and
Okay.
Microsoft Teams.
Inshallah after this
Because
session,
yesterday
I will call
I
you.
had the same problem yesterday, and he solved it. You just need to use a different browser, Ali.
Okay. طيب, okay. Thank you, Abdullah. So now, back again here. Yesterday also we said that the cerebrum is composed of two hemispheres, left and right, and we said that the right hemisphere controls the left side of our body, and the left hemisphere controls the right side of our body. And between the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, there is a connection which is called corpus callosum. This connects between the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere to make your brain act as one unit. Okay, so this is what we studied yesterday. So today, here as you can see here, for each one hemisphere, we have four main parts. Okay, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, and then we have temporal lobe, and then we have occipital lobe. So we have four lobes, four parts of the hemisphere. So this is these are the parts of one hemisphere. The another hemisphere has the same four parts. Okay, now we are going to see what is the function or what is the main role for each lobe here. As you can see that the frontal lobe is associated with evaluating the consequences, making judgments, decisions, and so on, and forming plans. So the frontal lobe here, mainly, it is responsible for making decisions, making judgments for any situations, evaluation of any situations, and making plans to think about the plans and so on. Okay, so it collects information and makes the decisions. This is the frontal lobe. Okay, what about the other lobes? The temporal lobe here is associated with hearing and smell. And if you can notice here that this temporal lobe is in the place of ears, okay, because in this place, this is the place of our ear. So the temporal lobe is associated with hearing, so it has the role of hearing and smell. What about the occipital lobe? Occipital lobe here is associated with the vision. Here, back here, this lobe is responsible for the vision, to make us see, okay, and to correct the images that our eyes can receive. And then we have the parietal lobe. This parietal lobe is associated with reading and speech. Here, this is a real picture of the brain. If you can see here that These are the two hemispheres, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. And again, of course, that these loops, you cannot recognize them, or you cannot identify them here, because the brain is just look as one part, or the hemisphere, it just looks that it is one part. Okay, but actually this one part is divided into 4 parts or 4 loops according to the function, not according to the shape of them. Okay, so as you can see here that the shape is mainly the same, but the scientists divided the hemispheres into 4 loops according to the functions and the role of them. Okay, so these are the 4 loops. And then we have something which is called cerebral cortex. Cortex means cover, or the outer layer of the cerebrum. This is very important, this cerebral cortex. This is the outer layer of the cerebrum. Why? First of all, the cerebral cortex is composed of 2 layers. Okay, sorry, the cerebrum itself, it has 2 layers, or it has a cover and the rest of it. The cover of the cerebrum, or the outer layer of the cerebrum, is called the cerebral cortex, as we said. Okay, it composed of nerve cell bodies, because yesterday we saw that the nerve cell composed of cell body and the axon. So the cerebral cortex, or the outer layer of the cerebrum, is composed of nerve cell bodies, which is known as gray matter. So gray matter, this is the outer layer, or the outer part of the cerebrum. It's called gray matter, and it's called cerebral cortex, and it's composed of nerve body cells. Okay, Abdulaziz Al-Hafiz, can you hear us?
Mr. Yes, I hear you.
Okay, Abdulaziz Al-Nahdi?
Yes.
Okay. So now, this is the cerebral cortex. As you can see here that the cerebral cortex, for the importance of it, that...
Sir, we can't see.
What?
We can't see. What we're seeing is the meeting.
Really?
No, it's clear.
Yes. Now we see clearly.
Okay. So the cerebral cortex, which is the gray matter, okay, of the cerebrum, it processes the information from the sense organs. Okay, so it controls and then processes the information that collected from the sense organs. The sense organs like the skin, like the tongue, like the ears, like the eyes, okay, like the nose. So these are the sense organs. So they collect or they receive the information that comes from the sense organs, process it, okay, and then it controls the body movements. Mainly the voluntary movements, or the movements that you can control them. So this is the cerebral cortex, okay. In the cerebral cortex, and of course for any brain, as you can see here, there are grooves and folds, okay. These grooves and folds of the brain tissue, this causes the surface area of the brain to increase, so that the brain can process more and more processes in just maybe a short time. So scientists think about that. As these grooves and folds increases, so the person will get more intelligence. Okay, so the scientists think about that if the groups and the folds of the brain or of the cerebrum here increases, this will cause the brain to process the information faster, and then so this person will have a more active nervous system and will have maybe more intelligence. Okay, so this is the cortex, the cerebral cortex. Folds and grooves of the outer surface of the cerebral cortex greatly increase its surface area, so the brain can process many, maybe thousands of processes in just short time. So we said that the cerebral cortex, the outer layer of the cerebrum, is called gray matter. What about the other part of the cerebrum or the inner part of the cerebrum? It's called white matter. White matter. This is the inner layer. Okay, and yes, its color is white. Why? Because if you remember that the cortex, which its color is gray, is mainly made of nerve cell bodies of the nerve cell. But the white matter, which is the inner part of the cerebrum, is made of axon. Axon, back again to the first picture. Yes, this is the nerve cell. This is the cell body, and then this is the axon. Okay, so the cerebral cortex, which is the gray matter, is made of nerve cell bodies, just nerve cell bodies, and the axons, they make the inner part of the cerebrum, which is called the white matter. Okay, so the white matter is just composed of axons with myelin sheath. Myelin sheath, this is the cover of the axons. Okay. Here.
Can I just say one
Yes.
fun fact about the myelin?
Yes, go.
Myelin makes the nerve goes faster. The neurons makes them go faster. That's why the nerve cells are so fast, because of the myelin. Because the nerve pulse jumps on the axon, doesn't go through the axon itself. It jumps through the myelin.
Oh yes. Okay. So, yes, this is the function of the myelin sheath. It helps in the movement of nerve impulses. Yes, and it isolates the axon and so on. Okay. Thank you, Abdullah. So now here we have limbic system. Limbic system is not actually a system, but it is related to the nervous system, and it's found in this place, just directly below the cerebrum. Okay, so this part of the brain, what is the role of it? Abdulaziz and Nadi, please mute your mic, Abdulaziz. Don't leave. Just mute your mic. Okay. Okay, back again. So the limbic system here, which is found directly below the cerebrum, it is responsible for the emotion, from the emotion of you, behavior, and memory, have all been linked to many structures that make up the limbic system. So this part of the brain is responsible for these processes, or for these rules in your body: emotion, behavior, and memory. Okay. Of course, you know that our memory has short memory and have long-term memory. Okay, so if you can see here that if we go deeply inside our brain, we can have a part which is called amygdala. This amygdala has been associated with the emotional learning including fear and anxiety and so on, as well as the formation of long-term memories. Long-term memories. Okay. Also, the limbic system here, which is this part of the brain, associated with the brain's pleasure center. This is where we study it later, inshallah, in this system. Okay, when we talk about the addiction and so on. So, this limbic system is associated with the pleasure center. Okay, or the center of the brain that can make you happy, can make you sad, and can produce and secrete many hormones and other chemicals to make you happy and sad and so on. So this pleasure center, a region that produces feelings of satisfaction and well-being. Okay. Then,
Mister,
yes, Talal.
I have a question. Can we
Go.
control our feelings
No.
by removing this?
But about what? Remove this?
Yeah.
If you remove this limbic system, ya Talal, you don't have feeling at all. Okay?
So we can control it.
No. You can.
Mister, we don't feel pain.
What?
We don't feel pain.
You don't feel pain?
Like, for example,
And
if I put
you'll
my finger in the
eventually
fire.
die. You'll eventually die if you don't feel pain, ya Abdullah. Because let's say that you have something related to, let's say, anything in your body, like a virus, a cancer, whatever in your body. You won't feel the pain inside your body. You won't go to the doctor. You won't get treated. You will die because of this thing. Even though like you have the full immunity or the full thing, but if you don't have the limbic system, and if you don't have the feeling of pain, believe me, you'll die. Because
Yes.
you won't feel you won't feel getting hurt inside your body or outside your body, the outer surface, the inner surface, your heart. You won't even feel the heart attack. Even if you had a heart attack, you won't even feel it. So you'll eventually die.
Yes, that's it, ya Abdullah. We must feel pain. We cannot remove this system, ya Talal, because we must feel. We must feel. Okay? And by the way, we can somehow of controlling our feelings, maybe by by creating substitutions in our life, maybe by doing something that make us happy and comfortable and so on.
By feeling pain too. If you feel pain, you can change your feelings sometimes.
Yes.
For example, if you're happy and you don't want to be happy, you can just cut yourself, and eventually you won't be happy anymore.
Yes.
If you're sad and you want to be happy, you can just give yourself some pain, and you just forget about it because of the endorphin I talked about yesterday.
Yes.
So
inshallah,
just think about it.
We will study this later, inshallah. Yes, when we talk about the addiction and so on. Thank you, Abdullah. So now for the last topic today is thalamus and hypothalamus. Thalamus and hypothalamus, as you can see here, they are found between the brainstem and the cerebrum. Found between the brainstem and the cerebrum. So we must have a look to this body parts here now. Yes. This is the cover of the brain, which is called dura mater, but this is we won't study it now. So now we are going to see what
Mister, what is dura mater made from?
Liquid, just liquid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just want to remove all of these nerves, so now we can see. Okay, can you see here? Just wait. This is called the hypothalamus. This is the hypothalamus. Okay, it's a part of the brain, and as we said here, it's found between. I just need to remove this. It's very complicated. Just a second. Okay. So now,
So are we going to talk about the cerebellum today?
we said no, tomorrow inshallah. So we said that the hypothalamus, this is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is found between the cerebrum, which is the above here. This is the cerebrum, part of the cerebrum, hypothalamus, and this is the brainstem. Okay, this is the brainstem. So actually, this hypothalamus is found between the cerebrum and the brainstem. You see here, this is the hypothalamus found between the cerebrum and the brainstem. This is the brainstem. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will study it. So back again, thalamus and hypothalamus here. The thalamus receives the messages from sensory receptors, okay, from the body organs, then relays the information to the proper region of the cerebrum for further processing. So the thalamus here receives the messages from the body parts and direct these messages to the parts of the cerebrum that can process these messages and make a right response to them. Okay, so this is the function of the thalamus, just like the traffic organizer, the traffic officer, and so on. Okay, just receives the information, the nerve messages from the body organs, and send them to the correct and the right sites of the brain. Okay, so this is the function of the thalamus. What is the function of the hypothalamus? Hypothalamus is the control center of recognition and analysis of what? Hunger, of feeling hungry, thirst, of feeling thirsty, fatigue, anger, and the body temperature. So the hypothalamus here is very important. It controls many vital processes. Okay, it also helps to coordinate, okay, between the nervous system and the endocrine system. The endocrine systems, the system of the endocrine system just produce hormones from the glands. So the hypothalamus is just a link or a coordination between the nervous system and the endocrine system, which is the system of the glands. Okay. Yes.
Mr. Do we have time? I want to say a fun fact.
Okay.
Can I?
We have. Yes, I think we have just 1 minute. Go.
Okay, so the hypothalamus is actually called in Arabic تحت الغدد. It's called الغدد because it's also responsible for others.
The pituitary gland. The pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is called the mother of the glands. Hypothalamus in Arabic, its name is somehow funny. اسمها تحت سرير المخ.
اللي هي تحت المهاد صح؟
ايوه او تحت المهاد. هي دي.
ايوه انا لخبطت فيهم.
No problem. Okay. So now يا شباب, if you have any question, please ask. If you don't, please leave.
I have a question. When is our test?
I don't know. Nobody knows, ya Abdul.
Oh, so we don't have a test.
I don't know. Until now, I don't know. I don't know what will happen about this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul. علي مسبح يا علي مسبح.